I'm open about not thinking I know what political advocacy is. Yeah, I'm paid by the hour acting as the leader of my own coalition going into the New York State Capitol building, which the main points of that are to fight for bill changes to better the conditions for the LGBT community across the entire state. But how much of our humanity do we need to make palatable for the few in power to even slightly consider our community as being worthy for a few $1 million extra for marginally better conditions for the LGBT community across the board? My understanding is that advocacy is fighting for the marginal better that will compound over time.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
The work matters, yes, but how much is it that these orgs gain bragging rights on social media because, ooh, we're doing the good thing? And how much is it that it's actually effective work? I say this all, but I had final call on if we go or not. When I was putting in everybody's names in that Google form, I was just thinking to myself, oh my god, all my members get $100 stipends. Let's fucking go.
And other. What is Donald Trump doing? He's trying to make you an other. Ronald Reagan couldn't stop us? No. And Donald Trump can't stop us? The hell?
After some assembly members talk at the crowd of advocates and I'm just half paying attention, trying to farm some B-roll brownie points, we all go after a set number of legislators that we're going to speak to. And of course, they're all conveniently out of office, so we have a bunch of interns and assistants to speak at. The first intern was genuinely receptive because he was a Rikers Island correctional officer at one point and knew damn well how trans women were treated in men's prisons and how that translates to shelter life. The second of three we were double booked for, and the intern could not give less of a shit. The third and final appointment only allowed for 3 of us of the 7 to be in the room, so the rest of us just sat in the waiting room, and I was being shown a TikTok, which I openly said that looks like a Sarlacc pit, which is like a reverse vaginoplasty, professionally known as a penoplasty.
Trans, you say power, trans, power!
I wonder if internally these legislators see us as I see myself in this story, cut off at the side and ignored by most. But I feel like the takeaway for most of the people that come to these convenings is just having fun with our cohorts, which I like to treat as my friends with shared goals, making things better for those that are affected right now and those who will be affected in the future. Those I've spent 6 hours a week with since 2024, eating and laughing while navigating past trauma through a near decade of being a NEET, and at that moment being homeless, are now the people that I hold dear as I've been made the leader of this group.
What's your pussy?
It's not arrogance to say that I deserve to be in this position more than anyone. The rifts that put heavy risk on the group's funding were ones that made me more certain solely as a member that I am the person for the job. I made the logo for this group months after I joined, and I made the new one during those rifts if in the event that the organization would take this group in a different direction.